What's up, guys? My name is Solid Player, and welcome back to another video of music. This time, um, I already did a video of music, so whatever. We're going to do the honorable mentions of 2020. so that was an awkward laugh. So yeah, starting with number 50, Son of a Gun by Key Glock. Key Glock is pretty much an underrated rapper in my opinion. I love his flows. I love his beats, like so freaking good, bro. Like if you guys haven't checked Key Glock out, what are you doing? He's pretty much is so underrated that nobody notice him and they just sleep on him. Um, I don't know why. I love Key Glock's flows and everything like that. I have no problem with his rapping. Next up, we got Dedicated Side B by Carly Rae Jepsen. Oh my goodness, it's been a while since I've heard from Carly. Yo, Carly, I love her voice. I love her voice so freaking much that I just like close my eyes and just hear her voice. Like her vocals are just so freaking good, and some of these freaking the freaking production is pretty much bop bop like so freaking good. Like I have no problems whenever it comes to Carly Rae Jepsen and her music. I'm glad she's back. And next up we got Rose in the Dark by Cleo Soul. Oh my goodness, her voice, actually her voice, her how she looks. Anyways, Cleo Soul. I love the production on here. Some of the production sounds like a club song, from a reggae song. I kind of like that. I'm not a big reggae genre fan, but I kind of like how it mixes up to R&B and reggae. Uh, like I have no problem with that. Like Cleo Soul is one of the artists who deserves a lot more recognition right now because her voice is just so freaking good. Um, I love she's a great R&B singer, to be honest. Um, and check out this album. This album was mwah, so freaking good. Uh, we got good to and next up we got Good to Know by JoJo. Oh my goodness, JoJo, yo, JoJo. Uh, I've been following JoJo for a while. I love her music. Her music is just so freaking perfect. Like I just close my eyes and just I feel like I'm floating or going to heaven. And JoJo just freaking her voice. I love her voice. There's so many female artists who has a lot of great voices and just kills these albums like no joke. Like I love it. Like the thing I love the most whenever it comes to female artists are their voices. Like no joke. Even their production and everything like that. Ah, just and JoJo demonstrated that with this album. Like, uh, it's just so freaking good. Next up, we got These Two Windows by freaking Alec Benjamin. People might say that his voice is kind of like kind of sounds like a woman sometimes. I agree sometimes. But he has a great voice. He has such a freaking great voice that I have no problem with it. Like everything, everything that he kind of reminds me of Ed Sheeran sometimes whenever he plays the guitar, like, but his voice is different from Ed Sheeran though. Um, like he doesn't need any production to do these songs. Like his voice is so perfect. Uh, uh the way he like expresses his voice, just wow, just wow. Like I love I love Alec Benjamin's stuff, bro. I've been following him for a while as well. It's been a while since I've heard of him since his last album, but here he is again. Anyways, uh, next up we got the Cool Tapes Volume 3 by Jaden Smith. Now, I don't even have to say why Jaden Smith is on this list. Uh, this uh, this album took me a lot of listens to get used to it. Actually, I love the production. I love Jaden singing. Uh, Justin Bieber killed it with that one feature. Because Jaden Smith demonstrates that he's got that talent when he does music. Um, and people say that he is talentless, like Will Smith. Like apparently, you guys are wrong. Will Smith is pretty talented as well, but we're talking about Jaden here. Uh, since the Sunset Tapes, I didn't like that, but when it came to his last album, fire, fire. Uh, Jaden Smith knows how to rap. He knows how to sing. I love his songs on here. Definitely worth the listen. Anyways, we got and next up we got "Long Live the Kings" by Cowboy. Um, uh, and I mean, there are some times that Cowboy does auto tune singing unnecessarily, but I like the flows he does on here. Like I like the singing. Um, I gotta hear I gotta hear Fivio Foreign's new album because there's a lot of music I've missed this year, but anyways, I had no problems with this album. I did not get bored once when I was going through this album. And Cowboy went into the double XL, and he did pretty good. But he was like a little offbeat one time. But hey, he did pretty good. And the album demonstrates that he has that ability to rap and sing, which is pretty good. I have no problems with it. Um like Cowboy, he's going to have a pretty long career in my opinion. Anyways, we got Rowdy Boy 2 by Pep Sparks, which who is a new artist that my friend uh, produce his freaking music, his the beats. Pep Sparks, Pep Sparks, freaking flow and rapping. He does it really well, bro. Like, and I mean, He's just starting. The beats are pretty loud, so I might recommend you guys to like lower the volume a little bit. But hey, his flows and rapping is just freaking great, bro. Like I recommend you to check out this freaking a short ass album and just vibe to it, bro. Like no joke, you'll like it. Sorry, I'm just reaching out a piece of pumpkin pie. Next up, we got July or Julie. EP by Fusion. Fusion is it is like a group a group that just started this year too as well. Um, it's pretty much like electronic, um, R&B. I love it. I love the vocalist voice. Freaking freaking amazing. Um, I never expected myself to like this album a lot because it's just too short. Well, this EP, it's an EP, of course, but this EP just demonstrates that there are a lot of new artists who's just starting, and they just go with a great start with an EP or album, and Fusion, they demonstrate that in this EP. Anyways, next up we got Such Pretty Forks in the Road by Alanis Morissette. Alanis is pretty much one of my favorite alternative freaking artists in the 90s. Well, I wasn't born in the 90s, but her music, I just love her music. Her voice still sounds good till this day. Some people say that she needs to retire. I don't know how. But yeah, she kind of does need to retire, but not entirely though. I think she still has a few years to like keep going and everything like that. And Alanis it just does a really good job. Like I love the production and everything like that. Her voice just sounds freaking good. Ah, just perfect. Next up we got Anniversary by Bryson Tiller. Yo, Bryson, I've been waiting for Bryson Tiller to release a new a new album, a new song. Just I love Bryson Tiller. I've been listening to him for a while. He just released a deluxe of his first album this year as well. And it made the weekend, and it also made the weekend um release King of the Fall on on freaking iTunes, actually everywhere, like and then this album came out freaking good, bro. Like I had I had a few problems with a few of the songs, but hey, this album demonstrates that Bryson Tiller still got it. Like uh, he could have a long career if he keeps going on with the music because he hasn't been making music for a minute. So yeah, Anniversary demonstrates that he still has that freaking talent. His voice just works, just so freaking works. Next up, we got Kelsey by Kelsey Ballerini. This album is so overhated because because they put this album in the country genre, but it's entirely pop. This album was beautiful. I really love Kelsey Ballerini. She's a good friend of Halsey. Halsey is one of my favorite artists of female artist of all time. Kelsey, like there are some songs that I could have done without in this freaking album, but it her voice just it just feels like I'm floating. Mm, like no words. Like I love the production. Production wise, um, people say that it might be generic for them, but I don't have a problem with it. Pop productions are pretty much a really good thing sometimes, but not all the time. Anyway, next up we got "Ladylike" by Ingrid Andress. Ingrid Andress is I've been trying to get into country and some country music and everything like that, and I found this and Luke Combs and this album. Woo! Every time I just talk about it, I just love her voice. She doesn't even sound like a country singer to be honest, but um, she sounds more of a pop star. But wow, this, but yeah, the guitars and everything like that, it sounds country like. But she just uses her normal accents, not the cowboy accent. No, no. I like that. It's like it's like freaking. It's so freaking good. Like I had no. I would listen to this album again because of her beautiful voice. And no problems with it at all. Next up, we got "Tickets to My Downfall" by Machine Gun Kelly. I know what people are going to say. Why is this album on the honorable mentions? Well, to be honest, I liked it. Machine Gun Kelly has the ability to sing as well. He has a pretty good voice. Um, he just puts the production to like a rock alternative style, and the features like Halsey, Black Bear, uh, oof, it's just so good in my opinion. I don't know why people hated this album, but god damn, I personally enjoyed it. Like no joke. Machine Gun Kelly still. I mean, when Machine Gun Kelly dissed Eminem, I was like, no, that's not wise, and I knew his career was going to be a problem. And he came back with this album, and it's a great comeback in my opinion. But uh, yeah, like no joke, I pretty much enjoyed this album. Next up, we got "How I'm Feeling Now" by Charlie XCX. I listened to this album a lot more times. I love it's pretty loud. I'm not going to joke, but the production and her it's just this album is like a childish Gambino in my style, in my opinion, where she's not saying that much, but the production it just makes this album enjoyable. But there are few songs that she sings and her voice is just beautiful. Like Charlie XCX never missed in my opinion. I love I love her albums. I followed her ever since she released her first album. Just so for she's a great artist in my opinion. She's one of the greatest pop stars in my opinion. Next up, we got Emergency Tsunami. Now, people are going to say, "What do you mean Emergency Tsunami is going to be is on this list?" Well, first of all, I didn't like a lot of the songs on here at first, but Wheezy and Nav work perfectly together. Um, I love the freaking beats. Um, and but there are a lot more. There are songs on here that totally grew on me. I used to think that some of Nav's lyrics, a lot of Nav's lyrics were horrible, which some of them are. But Nav's music has grown on me, and I've been enjoying Nav's music a whole lot since I've heard him this year. I gave his this album a second chance and just enjoyed the hell out of it. Like Wheezy and Nav are just perfect together. No joke. Next up we got Love Goes by Sam Smith. Now people are gonna say, Sam Smith is just it's just atrocious, and he does is whine. I have no problems with his voice. Not going to lie, his voice is so freaking good. I love the production on here. People are going to say, people say that it's overproduced, but the pop production, in my opinion, was perfect on this album. I didn't have a problem with it. The features like Normani, Demi Lovato, um, Labyrinth. Who else? I think that's it. The whole album is so freaking good. I love Sam Smith's voice. Uh, uh, I don't know why he's overhated in my opinion. Uh, I just enjoy this album every time I hear it. It helps me a lot, clear my mind and everything like that. This is a perfect album whenever you're depressed, sad, or anxious, and it has helped me with a lot of that. Next up on here, we got Everything Means Nothing by Black Bear. Black Bear is pretty much a a great singer in my opinion. Um, I love the production on here. Yo, Black Bear is just singing like a freaking goat, bro. Like, well, he doesn't use his vocals like that much, but his lyrics like hit hard, bro. Like, I have no problems with this album. It helps me a whole lot to clear my mind. Like I was like, I whenever it comes to like a lot of these things that has been happening with 2020 and everything like that, this was the perfect album to listen to. Everything Means Nothing is definitely an album worth listening to. I love the production on here. Black Bear's voice was just perfect on here. No joke. If you guys haven't checked it out, you gotta check it out. Next up, we got Good Intentions by Nav. At first, I did not like this album, but I gave it a lot of listens. I and same with his other albums. His albums, I love the melody that he puts on like almost all of his music. And Good Intentions has like these last tracks on Brown Boy 2 and in the original Good Intentions, um, sounding like the SoundCloud nav, that old SoundCloud nav that I literally grew up listening to, and that's the nav I love the most because old Nav, and that's how he started. Like, it just gets me to close my eyes and just uh, hear Nav's pain in his voice. Like, it's so freaking nostalgic and melodic and everything like that. Like, I love that. That's what I love about Nav. Saint Laurent, yo, Saint Laurent is fire. I don't care what people say. Saint Laurent is my favorite song on that Good Intentions. Um, um, the features they're their thing. Nav's flows were pretty good in this album. This is his best album since Perfect Timing. No joke. Like I loved his mixtape and Perfect Timing. Next up, we got "So Help Me God" by 2 Chainz. Now, I don't even know why people didn't like this album. Some people didn't like this album. They had a lot of mixed reviews about it. But to me, this album was really good. 2 Chainz is just killing it, and the features is just killing it as well. Like I was waiting on 2 Chainz to release a new album this year, and since his last one was really good, um, 2 Chainz has been killing the game since he started. Like, I have no problems with this album. That mulatto feature was so freaking good. Um, Actually, the other good thing about this year, the female rappers has been killing the game as well. Um, they all the artists in this year has been killing it. Like no joke, almost every artist, of course. Um, but yeah, 2 Chain's album is definitely worth listening to. I didn't know it was going to be that crazy. Yo, I love this album. I would listen to it again. Next up, we got Floor Seats 2 by ASAP Ferg. Now, ASAP Ferg, I love ASAP Ferg, bro. He's fire. He's fire. Just like I love ASAP Rocky and ASAP Mob. The ASAP Mob is pretty much everyone in the ASAP group. Um, yeah, ASAP Ferg is just flowing. Even the features just flow. Just flow, bro. Like, I was like, woo! And just nonstop. Like, the production, the beats on here are fire. And ASAP Ferg just killing it. Whew. Like, if you guys have not checked this album, bro, you have to check out this album. It's one of the best rap albums I've ever heard in my life. Well, not in my life. What the hell? Uh, I forgot to add some out. I forgot to add an album over here. But we're gonna put it on the same place of this one, which is Giveon with Take Time and his new EP when it's all said and done. Now Giveon is pretty much one of the has one of the most beautiful voices I've ever heard in my life. Um, I really enjoyed these albums. Whenever it comes to R&B singers and everything like that, like I have no problem with Giveon. Giveon is pretty much an inspiring artist to listen to. Like, um, when I heard him do the chorus on Chicago Freestyle by Drake, I was like, eh? Oh man, yeah, I like this. 2:30, baby, won't you meet me by the plane? Oh my god. Like, who does not like that album? Uh, who does not like that song actually? Um, the EP and the album take time. I expected greatness whenever it comes to Giveon. Giveon is one of the greatest R&B singers out there right now. I would listen to these this EP and this album again. Just so we're clear, I love the freaking vibes on on the EP and album. Next up, we got "Back Home" by Trey Songz. Trey Songz, in my opinion, is has never fallen off. Like, I know this album is 20 something songs, but there are some songs that could have been that could have been removed on this album, but Trey Songz's voice, yo, his voice is just so freaking good. If you don't like his music, you don't know what you're talking about, my man. But God, yo, Trey Songz impresses me more, uh, like Chris Brown. Uh, Chris and Trey kind of sound like the same person sometimes, but Trey Songz's lyrics are pretty different. Um, there are some songs on here that I didn't like. They might grow on me, but you know what? This album deserves to be on the list because Trey has been in the game for a while, and he does not miss in my opinion. Anyways, next up we got "Funeral" by Lil Wayne. I did not like this album at first, but I gave it a few chances. I listened to Lil Wayne a whole lot as well because I wasn't a big fan of Lil Wayne when this came out. I thought this album was underwhelming, but it grew on me. Um, Lil Wayne, Lil Wayne's rapping, I had no idea it was that good, bro. A Funeral, it like the whole album. Well, there are some songs that could have been without that could have been removed out here, but yo, this album is really good. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Um, Lil Wayne's freaking demonic screams is so addicting. It gives me the chills whenever I hear it, and it's just Lil Wayne. Old ass Lil Wayne. The only bad album that I will say by him that it was ass by him is Rebirth. That album did not age well. But the Carter Three, whenever it came to the Carter Three, the Carter Four, and it's one of his best work are pretty much the thing that carried Rebirth. This album definitely carried Rebirth. Um, Funeral, definitely worth the listen. Uh, I think Lil Wayne should keep going sometimes because he does really good music, like no joke. Anyways, next up we got "Music to Be Murdered by Eminem. Yo, M. I know you're not on the top best albums of 2020, but I promise you, if you do an album that was that was a whole that's a whole lot better than this one, uh, that's like Marshall Mathers album, like you're gonna be on the top 50, bro. This album was fire. um so there are some songs that I did not like, with the one with the stepdad. Like that one was ridiculous in my opinion. But um uh, but hearing Eminem in the game again, it works. Features did their thing. Side B, whole lot of fire. Like it was so much better than side A, but you can't deny that both sides are good. Um, I totally love this album. I would listen to it again. I will listen to that Juice World feature as well. Rest in peace to the boy. Anyways, keep doing your thing, man. You're already 50 years old, but um, you're still the goat, one of the goats. You're still one of the greatest rap artists out there. Next up, we got Song Machine, Season 1, Strange Times by Gorillaz. Now, Gorillaz, I knew this album was going to be good because I love Gorillaz. One of my favorite alternative groups or bands, and the production is so freaking good. The songs on here are freaking bangers. Like, I have no problems with this album. This the Elton John feature, Schoolboy Q. Yo, who would have thought of these alternative artists being working with rappers and old artists from the 70s, 80s, and like, oh my goodness, this whole album is so freaking good. I would listen to it again. It's such a bop. It's such a freaking banger.
Alright, guys, I forgot to mention this album in my honorable mention video. So here I am, talking about it now. And the album I forgot about is Doll SZN Reloaded by Asian Doll. Yo, the female rappers has been killing the game this year. You don't even know. Like, there's so many female rappers out there that has been killing the game, and Asian Doll is one of them. Also known as Queen Vaughn. Rest in peace to King Vaughn, bro. So many people has so many rappers and famous people has died last year, bro. And this is like this is me talking like 2 days later after doing this video. I love the freaking instrumentals. The production was so freaking great. Asian Doll singing and rapping, and I would listen to this freaking album again because it's fire. I love her flows. She definitely has that. She's gonna have that freaking big career, bro. If you guys hear my freaking microphone like a little loud or something like that or clear, I'm using these headphone freaking microphone. And I think it works perfectly. So yeah, that's why I you can hear me clearly now. And the I love the drill beat that they gave for King Von's feature. Um Asian Doll and King Von flowed on there. It was such a perfect freaking song. Rest in peace to the boy. Anyways, sorry from the past. Take it away.
Next up, we got Yanni by Ayanas. Beautiful album. Beautiful freaking album. Ayanas is one of the most unnoticed female R&B artists right now, and I think she deserves more recognition, um, because her voice is just so beautiful. The production on here just uh just hits you, just hits you, just like any other R&B freaking album. Production, her voice, the features did their thing. Oof, I would hear this album again, like, no joke. Um, her voice just, it's just, she, her voice is so angelic. I would like to hear it once again. Anyways, Jaguar, and next up we got Jaguar by Victoria Monet. Who did you expect? Huh? Any other any other female artists? Nah, you're done. Victoria Monet, yo, another another beautiful voice. Uh, I love her voice. The production on here, just so freaking good. Uh, Khalid's feature is just wow, just wow. Um, I totally want to. I would listen to this album once again because this album was just beautiful everywhere. I have no problems with it. I totally need to listen to this album once I'm done with this video, with these videos actually. Um, I've been a fan of Victoria for a long time. You can't deny she's a great R&B singer. Next up, we got Dream Awake by Black Atlas. Now, I didn't expect Black Atlas to sign up in XO. When it's like Nav. Like I didn't expect an artist like Nav to be on XO. You know what I'm saying? Like Black Atlas wasn't on XO before, but in 2018 he joined an XO, and XO made him better and more recognized too. Like Dream Awake, yo, his voice is so freaking good, bro. Like I have no problems with his voice. Some people say his voice is just bad. I don't think it's bad in my opinion. I think his voice is perfect. The production on here is fire. Um, it's just what you expect from Black Atlas whenever it comes to his music. I literally love uh, the EXO production. Yo, shout out EXO. Shout out EXO for Nav and Black Atlas. Where's Belly? I need a Belly album right now. Anyways, number 20, we got Meet the Woo 2 by Pop Smoke. Yo, rest in peace, the Woo, bro. Um, this is this is probably the first Pop Smoke album I've heard. I've never heard Pop Smoke before, and this album came out freaking fire. I love the drill beats, bro. The drill beats just makes you just freaking dance like. Oh my god, just it's just so catchy whenever it comes to those drill beats. Um, Pop Smoke. There's not one bad song on here in my opinion. I definitely enjoyed this freaking album. Rest in peace, Pop. Pop didn't. He had a long career coming to him, but damn, I never expected him to die that quick, bro. Um, uh, this Pop Smoke album hyped me up. It like changed my opinion on what the freaking hip hop what the hip hop genre has become. Sometimes whenever it comes to mumble rappers and everything like that, like offbeat rappers, but Pop Smoke is so different. Yeah, definitely. This album was definitely worth to listen to. I had no problems with it. Next up, we got Slime and B by Chris Brown and Young Thug. Yo, Young Thug has been killing it this year. You don't know how he has been killing it. I love Young Thug and I love Chris Brown. Chris Brown, um, it's funny because um, it's funny because he released like two long ass albums, but those it results that those long ass albums there are some songs on Heartbreak on a Full Moon that I can come back to, uh, and it's not even that bad. And and the new one that he released last year, he definitely killed it there. But too many songs for no reason sometimes is a big waste of time. But this album was pretty shorter than most Chris Brown albums, and it's fire. I love the production on here. Chris Brown and Young Thug. Wow, I never expected to have such a great collab with these two. Like no joke, I definitely didn't expect it to be that fire. Next up, we got My Life 400, 400 by YG. People didn't like this album because it's political and it's just YG speaking up. Like I'm not mad at that. Like he's speaking some real facts on here. Like YG has been in the game for so long, and he kills this beats. He murders them. He definitely uh, did well on his album this year. Like no joke. I definitely enjoyed this album. I would. It's such an inspiring album in my opinion. Like just wow. I never expected YG to impress me that much. Well, he has impressed me a lot, but not as much as this one or his like as some of his other albums. Like no, no joke. Next up, we got My Brother's Keeper, Long Live G by the Baby. Rest in peace to his brother. Yo, the Baby. I'm sorry for your loss. Uh, you did well on these songs, actually. Uh, I definitely enjoyed this album a lot more than Blame It On Baby. Blame It On Baby was okay, but this album totally made up for what Blame It On Baby was. Um, I mean, Blame It On Baby was a fun album, but this one was a pretty sad and serious one. Uh, Rest in peace to his brother. I had no problems with this album. I definitely enjoyed it. Like, I would hear it again. I would hear it again, bro. The Baby is one of it is a great rapper in my opinion. But sometimes his flows are the same, but not in this one. He was definitely singing and delivery wise, he was doing really well. Next up, we got City on Lock by City Girls. City Girls, Miami, JT. I want you to step on me, step on your big ass heels, and just step on my face. Yo, I don't know why I said that. Yo, have you seen the City Girls? Have you seen them? It don't make any sense. That's a different topic. Um, uh, I definitely didn't have any problems with this album. People say that this album is boring in their opinion. I definitely enjoyed it. City Girls are pretty much one of my favorite are one of my favorite female rap groups right now. Well, definitely my favorite female rap group in my opinion, because there is no other female rap group that I listen to except for them, because I never heard of any other one of them. If you guys have any other groups of female rappers, please let me know in the comments below. Um, City on Lock, fire. I definitely enjoyed it. I enjoyed the song with Doja Cat. What else? Lil Baby. Yeah. I definitely enjoyed this whole album. It's really fun to listen to. Some of the lyrics are pretty funny sometimes. I love Miami. I love Young Miami's voice, and JT just goes in sometimes. She just da 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 da. Da. Oh my goodness! Wow. I'm impressed. I'm impressed how big these girls have has gone to, and I had no problem with City on Lock. Next up, we got Limbo by Amine. Yo, Amine is one of the artists who I've been listening to for a while. Amine is definitely uh, famous, sometimes like famous, right? But they haven't been paying attention to his music, and he just wow, he did well on this album. I was so impressed by this album, and I need to come back to it. I've listened to it a bunch of times, and it's still an amazing album. Like no joke, you guys have to hear this album. This is a freaking good ass album. Um, that's all I gotta say. Like, mm, the deluxe tracks are pretty good. There's a few that should have been removed on here, but it's okay. Some deluxes are like that. Next on here, we got a 6PC Hot by Black. Now, Black dropped a really good EP, or is that an album? No, it's an EP. Um, Black is definitely one of my favorite R&B artists. I love his freaking voice. His production just so freaking good. Um, I would listen to this EP again because it's so freaking inspiring when it comes to Black and everything. When I feel like he's so slept on, like everybody sleeps on him for no reason. So Black, I have nothing else to say, but this album is or this EP is so freaking good. Straight up. Next up, we got B7 by Brandy. Brandy, one of the queens of R&B, bro. Um, Brandy is has and still has that freaking voice. Like no joke, Brandy is one of the best female R&B artists I've heard every time. And like I know she started in the freaking 90s, but damn, she still has it, bro. Brandy, I really want her next. I really want her next album. I know it's going to be really good because it's Brandy. Like I have nothing else to say. I think she's one of the female artists who I've missed the most. I definitely need to hear this album again. Next up on the list we got Bigger Love by John Legend. Yo, John Legend. Yo, well, you guys better stop sleeping on John Legend. You guys just slept on this album. It's so slept on, in my opinion. If you don't stop sleeping on John Legend, you're stupid as hell, bro. John Legend just released a great R&B album. Janae Aiko on her feature. Oh, yo, yo, Janae Aiko and John Legend just works well together. Um, I definitely love this album. The production's so freaking good. John's freaking voice just so amazing. It's what I expect from John. John Legend that is definitely one of my favorite R&B artists out there. He is a legend for sure, in my opinion. I've been following this man for a long time, and I expected this album to be freaking good. Stop sleeping on him. If you guys don't stop sleeping on him, I'm going to pull you out of the house. Anyways, um, next up we got The Hustle Continues by Juicy J. What Juicy say? Shut the F up! Yo, Juicy J. I expect greatness whenever it comes to his albums. His music, he never missed. He never missed. People didn't like. Some people didn't like this album. I don't know why, but it was a banger. Logic's features on this album, yo, Logic. uh, It's what you expect from Logic whenever it comes to his like verses sometimes, um, but Juicy J kills this freaking album. He produces some of the beats on this album, which is so freaking cool. I love Juicy J. He's like one of my favorite rappers out there right now, and he's like under 50 right now or over 50, and he still raps better than he still raps really well, bro. Like no joke. Juicy J, I'll stay trippy, bro. Next up, we got Run the Jewels 4 by Run the Jewels. Yo, I don't even know how people don't like this album, but this album has full of political messages that have a lot of inspiring moments. Yo, I fell in love with it. The beats were fire. The flows were in there too. Like the messages are so freaking good. Like I didn't expect anything like that when it came to Run the Jewels this year, because Run the Jewels, they've been killing it ever since they started, but this was a different type of album that I definitely go back to and listen to the messages every single time I get into it. Yo, shout out Run the Jewels, bro. And they're literally one of my favorite rap groups out there. Uh, Next up, we got Alicia by Keys. Yo, people have been sleeping on this album, saying that that she can't sing, that it's overproduced. I don't know how, but Alicia's voice, it's what it's what you expect. And like Alicia uh just gives us like a really great singing voice whenever it comes to her music. Her production, the production on these songs are really good. Um, I have no problems with this album. The whole album is so freaking good. Um, is it Time Machine? The song Time Machine. That song is a freaking bop. It's like pop. It's pop. That song is a pop song, but everything else is R&B, and I like that. So sometimes in the albums it's pop and R&B, which I totally like. Anyways, next up we got Libra by Lali. Yo, Lali has been killing the game. She is one of the best reggaeton female artists out there. I, I don't know what to expect, but greatness whenever it comes to Lali. I feel like the female reggaeton artist and urbano Latino artists are doing way better than the males. Like totally better than the males. Like it's not because they're beautiful. No, of course not. It's because their voice are so freaking good, and they do better lyrics than the males. The males do nothing but terrible lyrics. Like, um, and this album demonstrates that Lolly totally, gave us a freaking good album this year. Um, I definitely had no problems with it. I love it. I love it. Next up, we got Sin Miedo, Del Amor y Otros Demonios by Kali Uchis. Yo, Kali Uchis. Kali Uchis, I love her. Um, she's beautiful. Her voice is beautiful. what else do you expect from Cali? Cali, um, Cali is definitely one of my favorite R&B singers and female reggaeton artist and Latin pop. She does her talent is seriously all everywhere. Like it's everywhere. Her voice is so freaking beautiful. Like and the production on this album just demonstrates that she can kill uh, uh these freaking songs. These the whole album is so amazing. There's no better Spanish album than this one. I think it's the best Spanish album yet right this year. Uh, Definitely worth the waiting after 2 years of making. Callie, keep doing music. I love you, girl. Next up, we got Artist 2.0 by A Boogie with The Hoodie. People are gonna say that this album doesn't belong in the list, but I think it does because A Boogie just does freaking good on his freaking rapping and his singing. I love his voice. Um, I've been a fan of him ever since he started. Um, I definitely didn't expect anything except for greatness when it comes to A Boogie. A Boogie is definitely one of the best artists I've ever heard. Um, and these years, people say that this album, they had mixed feelings with this album. So, I mean, I don't blame them. It's like 29 or 20 something tracks, but those 20 something tracks are pretty good. No joke. Next up on here, we got Movie by Danny Lay. Yo, Danny Lay, uh, I want you to step on me. Step on me with those heels, girl. Yo, Danny, you just couldn't wait. You just couldn't wait, could you? Um, Danny, just why did she have to be in a relationship with the baby? No, just kidding. I respect the relationship between them. Um, Danny's freaking vocals just so freaking beautiful, and the flows on here, yeah, she has some bars on here, like no joke. That's the talent whenever it comes to Danny Lay. I have no problems with her and her music. She's beautiful. Her voice is beautiful. Her music is beautiful. Just freaking beautiful. Anyways, Life on. Next up, we got Life on Earth by Summer Walker. Yo, Summer. Uh, Summer and Victoria Monet. You just didn't. You just couldn't wait. She's going to become a mom. They're going to become a mom now. Like the artists we love are becoming parents, and I feel so proud of them. Like Nicki Minaj just had a freaking child too. Like I'm proud of her. Like these artists are just becoming like freaking parents now. Like it's so freaking crazy how time goes. Like, but anyways, music right now. Life on Earth, beautiful EP. I definitely love this freaking EP. Summer Walker is one of my favorite female R&B artists. Totally, one of my favorite. Um, she's definitely up there. She's definitely up there. Her voice is just so freaking. Oh, I love her voice, yo, and the production that that London puts on her, she just straight up kills it. Her voice just gets me into a coma, a great coma. uh just if you guys haven't checked it out, you don't know what music you're listening to now. Next up, we got Sugar by Megan Thee Stallion. Yo, I've been listening to Megan Thee Stallion non-stop this year. Megan Thee Stallion is definitely my favorite female rapper now. I love her flows. I love her bars. I love her freestyles. Have you checked out her freaking freestyles in Double XL Cipher? Yo, she fire. And have you all seen her? It don't make no damn sense. Oh, that's a different topic. Freaking Savage. I love that song. Captain Hook. Bitch. The whole EP is really good. I love this EP. I totally was listening to that nonstop because she's my favorite female artist, female rapper, not artist. Um, I totally love Megan Thee Stallion. Shout outs to her. Shout outs to her. Uh, Number two, we got Quarantine Pack by Meek Mill. Yo, I don't even know why people didn't like. Many people didn't like this album. I think this album was pretty fire. I love Meek Mill's yelling. Every time I hear Meek Mill, it's just that Meek Mill dropped a banger ass freaking single as well. That he spoke up when it came to this freaking Black Lives Matters thing. Yeah. But this quarantine pack was really worth the listen because Meek Mill is definitely one of my favorite artists, rappers, not artists. That I've been looking forward to listening another album by him. Um, I was not expecting a like a Nicki Minaj and Meek Mill dissing at each other, but Nicki Minaj wasn't playing on her single. But then Meek Mill just let it go, focus more on his music, and Quarantine Pack. It's a banger of an EP, and number one, my favorite honorable mention, Darkling Demo Tapes by Drake. And I know people are going to say, "What? That mixtape is trash." No, I don't think it's trash. It's fire. I think it's fire. I think it's overhated. Drake is overhated now. I don't even know what people is talking about, but they need to stop. They need to stop. I'm still waiting on that Certified Lover Boy album next year. We already have 2 hours until next year, bro. I'm definitely going to enjoy that album. Darkling demo tapes is just pure fire, with the exception of Playboy Cardi's verse on Pain 1993. This whole album, this whole mixtape was definitely worth to listen. I love Drake. Drake is pretty much my favorite rapper out there. No joke. I definitely love this freaking mixtape. I listen to it a lot. It's definitely one of his best work. People might disagree. That's totally okay. I understand. Um, and that's it with my top 50 honorable mentions of 2020. Y'all let me know what your honorable mentions are. Uh, uh, And just let me know what your honorable mentions are, and in the comments below. Please leave a like, subscribe if you guys have not. There's more videos coming out this freaking upcoming year. I already know 2021 will be hopefully will be better than 2020. I hope so. I'll see you guys next time. It's time for me to dip. Stay hot, guys.